Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, and it is 9 o'clock in the morning here in Tucson, Arizona, which means it is time for the Mindful Moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz, the Senior Minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right here in the heart of the old Pueblo, and our purpose is to explore the principles of New Thought, which is a spiritual philosophy, in order that we may master spiritual understanding, find personal purpose, and develop a spiritual practice. And so that's what we're here to do. This is part of my spiritual practice, the engagement of a spiritual idea, the consideration of a spiritual idea, and the I was going to say the exploration, but that's not the word I want to use, and the execution of, which also is maybe not the greatest word, but the experience of stating out loud affirmative prayer. I don't know what that was all about. Something crazy with me today. That's all right. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. I do see a comment has come through from Jeannie. Thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. Always a delight to have you join, and grateful to see you this glorious day. I do, of course, want to offer my reminder, which is to say to you this. Take a breath, and please, as I sometimes say, hear this as though you are hearing it for the first time ever. What I have to offer you is this understanding. You are God. Oh, you thought I was going to say something else today, didn't you? Well, yes, you are love. You are light, you are life, you are magnificent. Those are attributes of God. And while we are not the wholeness of God, the wholeness of us is God, is divine, is this infinite creative energy, this infinite creative principle. And today, in some ways, is all about really deepening into that understanding more and more and more. I want to say hello to Beth. Happy day to you. Grateful to see you. Roberta, hello from cool New Hampshire. Grateful that you are cool. We will be getting back up into the hundreds this week after a really beautiful weekend here in Tucson. So, oh gosh, so much going on in mind that I want to perhaps consider talking about today. One of the things that happens is on Monday nights now I'm teaching a class. It's an advanced course in spiritual study. It is for people who have certain prerequisites and are taking a next step in the path of this work. And the first year, we've had 2 class meetings in this first year so far, and the first year is all about deepening into your own practice, your own sense of self, digging into your belief system, which on Sunday I referred to as your BS because it can be. I'll let you take that as you will. Hey, I can be irreverent even as reverend, right? But your belief system is the thing that is constructing your life. And so the exploration of your belief system is fundamental to the practice. And one of the things that I really do deeply think is the key to it all is understanding that divine identity, which is why I say, you are God. You are that which is. Now, in Unity, one of the fundamental texts that we study in Unity, this is in the Unity Classic Library series, we study Lessons in Truth by H. Emily Cady. And I just opened it up, as I'm wont to do on occasion, to this random page. It happened to be page 22 in this particular publication. And this is what caught my eye today. I want to read this for you. Many have thought of God as a personal being. The statement that God is principle chills them. Think about that for a moment. Many have thought of God as a personal being. The statement that God is principle chills them. I often say God is principle. What is principle? Principle is that which is unchangeable, the point from which all flows forth. We live within spiritual principle. We are expressing from the point of view of spiritual principle. She goes on to offer this a little bit later. Broader and more learned minds are always cramped by the thought of God as a person, for personality limits to time and place. And that's why I invite us all to broaden our understanding of God beyond personality, beyond the construct of a limited expression, because God is all that is. I love this that she wrote. God is the name we give to that unchangeable, inexorable principle at the source of all existence. So this idea that, that statement, God is principle, chills some people. I get it. A lot of people come into this philosophy, and when they're first introduced to these concepts, some people actually feel they go through a little grief process, because it seems like we've taken the personal nature of God away, and that is something that brought great comfort to the experience of life. And so, how is God personal? That's, I think, really the question that I'm interested in understanding today. And here's what I'm going to offer. The notion of God as principle means that each and every one of us is the personalization of God. And God is expressing personalization in infinite ways as all creation. And so we are the warmth. We are the personalized nature of God. We are the personalization of this infinite principle. What could be closer than understanding that God is personalized as each and every one of us? For me, that is what allowed a sensation of intimacy with the divine, to understand that, I can't be any more intimate, because it is me, it is us. And that personalized nature, we create the personality of the divine. And there's always room to grow within that. And so I'm always seeking and exploring and expanding and evolving my understanding of what that means in my life and how that shows up in my life. And so I encourage all of us to do the same, to really be on the journey of exploration. God also is personalizing in a way that is not stagnant or static. It is constant movement, constant forward momentum, constant evolution. And we are participants in that, whether we are actively participating in it or passively participating in it. I choose to be active in it, because I choose to be active in my spiritual practice. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. So that's my thought today. I'm open to your thoughts. What do you think? You can always let me know. All right. I think it is time to engage in the practice of prayer, of affirmative prayer. And I invite us all to relax and allow ourselves to become centered right here and right now. It does not take much to center. It just takes the intention, in many ways, to bring our mind, our heart, and our focus to a centered awareness. And from this centered awareness, I open up in the awareness of the One, the infinite power and presence, the principle of all that is, knowing that the underlying principle is expressing as the outer appearance of all things. And I choose to call it God, and I choose to understand it as God, for it's a divinity, a divine nature that is flowing forth as all creation. There is no separation. There is only integral wholeness. There is God and nothing else. Nothing else exists other than the infinite power and principle of creation. And each and every one of us is part of this wholeness. We are this magnificence flowing forth. Every attribute of us is an attribute of divinity. And so I choose to express the attributes more fully of love, kindness, respect, harmony, evolution, understanding, inspiration, intuition. I choose to participate in the outflow of the inflow of love upon itself. God is, I am, we are. God is, I am, we are. All statements that mean the same thing. God is, I am, we are. For there can be no separation from the infinite. So I hold firm in my faithful awareness that I am directing the flow of my experience. And I trust this is so for each and every one of us. We're in a constant state of direction, directing the good, directing the flow, choosing it to be good and choosing for it to be in flow. I step out of the way of the divine circuits, let go of the bloated nothingness, as Emerson calls it, and allow the free flow of divinity in every aspect of my being. It is with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within that I simply let this be. I relax, I trust, I know, and affirm this as so by saying, and so it is. Amen. Audrey, thank you for writing this. All is love and divine. All is divine. Worldly versus spiritually is all divine. Reason for discord? Sounds to me, discord is changeable, spirituality unchangeable. My thoughts? We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by a spiritual law. That law of mind action, that law of cause and effect is what is showing up as our life. The fundamental essence is unchangeable. Its expression as form is moldable. But if you think about the nature of energy, if anyone took a physics class, energy can be neither created nor destroyed. It can only be changed. That's essentially the nature of God's unfoldment, constantly changing in its expression. But its fundamental nature can never be created or destroyed. So that's something to think about. All right, that's it. Peace and blessings to you. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the Mindful Moment. I'll be back at 9 o'clock right here on these streaming channels. Always a delight to share this time with you. Would love for you to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Share this with the world. I think that it's a worthy thing to share out there, to invite people into the recognition and realization that they are infinitely powerful, because they are infinite power, which is the nature of the divine. Yeah. So yes, I will be back tomorrow and look forward to it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Bye, everybody. Be well. Make your day magnificent. Remember, you are magnificent. Not because of anything you do. It is truly just the core of who you are. All right. Peace and blessings. Be well.